Hello, welcome to week 4. Hard to believe it's week 4 already. So, the goals for this week are to learn more about music vocabulary and what we call music math. So, we're going to start with some more vocabulary of the staff. Remember that this is a staff. The first thing we're going to talk about are bar lines. So, bar lines are the vertical lines on the staff. So, you notice this line that's going the opposite way of every other line, that's a bar line. A measure is the distance between two bar lines. So, if this is a bar line and this is a bar line, the distance in between that is called a measure. So this would be our first measure there. And then the double bar line signals the end of the music. And double bar line is exactly what it sounds like. It's this double, so two vertical lines, and it will always be at the end of a piece of music. More music vocabulary, we're going to start talking about notes and their value. So these will probably all be reviewed from last year, but we're going to go through it anyway. This top one is a whole note. This is a half note with a stem going up, and then this one is a quarter note, again, with a stem. This one is open with no stem, open with a stem, closed with a stem. The whole note is worth 4 counts. The half note is worth half of that, so 2 counts. And then the quarter note is a quarter of the whole note, and it's worth 1 count. And if you want to watch the worst video ever about whole notes, I think it's hilarious, watch this video. Then we're going to talk about rests. This is a whole rest, this is a half rest, and this is a quarter rest. Now, the way to remember the difference between these two, because they look kind of similar, is a whole rest, if you were like walking along here, it looks like a hole. Don't fall in. And then this, if you were to draw a little head underneath here, kind of looks like a hat, and hat kind of sounds like half, so that's a half rest. The whole rest, much like the whole note, is worth 4 counts. The half rest, like a half note, is worth 2 counts. And the quarter rest, like a quarter note, is worth 1 count. Now, these notes look a little bit more strange than the other ones. This one is called an eighth note. This one is a pair of eighth notes, so 2 of these. And you can tell what it is because this little flag here has actually gone straight over here to make a pair of them. And then this, what looks like a half note with a dot, is called a dotted half note. The eighth note is worth half a count. A pair of eighth notes is 2 of these. So a half plus a half equals 1, so that would be 1 count. And then a dotted half note is worth 3 counts. And then the rest we'll talk about is just the eighth rest, which is just like the eighth note, worth half of a count. To put that into a little bit of practice, if you have people at home who you can play a Kahoot with right now, here are 2 links. This is the Notes Kahoot link and a Rest Kahoot link. If not, that's okay. Now we're going to talk a little bit about music math. So, for example, if we had a whole note, which is worth 4 counts, plus a half note, which is worth 2 counts, what would we have? If you need to pause, go ahead. It's worth 6 counts altogether if you add these 2 together. You can do the same thing with rests. For example, this is a half rest or a hat rest, and it's worth 2 counts. And then this is a quarter rest, which is worth 1 count. So 2 plus 1 equals 3, so 3 counts. And then this is a bit more strange, but if you had an eighth rest, again, which is worth half a count, plus a pair of eighth notes, which is worth 1 count, it would be 1.5. You could also say 1.5. That would also work for me. So either 1.5 or 1.5 counts. And that's really it. So the announcements for today are, did you sign in with the attendance form? Please do. I can't mark you present if you don't sign in. For Thursday, remember to sign into the attendance form, first of all. That's the first thing you do on Thursday. And then especially remember to finish your assignment for the day, which is going to be Notes and Rest Values Practice Homework Worksheet. The worksheet is available today. If you do want to finish it right now, well, the information is fresh in your head. But even if you do finish, you have to remember to still do the attendance form. I do want to show you what your worksheet will kind of look like. So this is Notes and Rest Values. Notice I give you a little answer key up here, like with all of the different kinds of notes and rests and what each one is worth. There are 2 parts to this. Part A, you have to fill in the blank. So for example, this is a blank rest. You have to fill in that blank. Just click and then type right in there. Then part B is more of the math. Now, be very careful. For example, number 10, notice these are both rests. The answer won't be 0. Actually count this. This is a half rest, which is 2. This is a whole rest, which is 4. So that one will be 6. So count all of the rests with a real value. Once again, I'm the bigger Harry Potter fan, and I hope that you have an amazing week 4. I need to keep remembering how to exit. Oh, there we go. Have a great, great, great week. Bye.